Welcome to the Daily Dose of Dopamine. I'm Susan. That guy's Robert. We've been doing this for a while,
I know. I posted yesterday, well, this morning, I think, I don't know, somewhere in the late 70s or early 80s.
or
So,
early 80s. We're,
yeah,
a few weeks from now, we're going to have 100.
it's
So,
amazing how fast it's compiling. And I think that's a note toward a larger belief I have just about process and doing the work right, that if you show up daily and do your thing, I've learned that from screenwriting, I learned that from all sorts of academia, as opposed to looking at the end and going, oh my gosh, it's too big. It's like, just show up incrementally.
mhm.
And I think you can apply that to, weight loss or weight gain for exercise or accomplishing goals of any kind. An incremental, you know, approach really makes a difference. And that we're the daily dose. So there you go.
It's daily. That's part of it. And what's cool is we don't know where we're going,
No.
but that also means we don't know what we're going to discover. And there is no agenda, and yet there's all kinds of important things that are coming up for each of us,
Yeah.
maybe people listening.
Yeah. We don't know where we're going. And sometimes, we figure that out. I was thinking about this. I was doing some gardening this morning. We figure that out by hearing what people are saying, right? And that, there are famous examples of companies that were producing something and they had no idea that it was going to have the effect. Here's one that comes to mind. There was an internet company that was doing some sort of early social media thing, and it was just supposed to be for connecting in some way. But some group, I believe it was in South Korea, started using it for karaoke. Okay. And it was online karaoke, and it was a way to not only do it, but if you liked somebody, you could send them a gift, a
Oh,
small money or whatever, this, that, and the other. And the thing took off. The designers had no intention of that being it. But that's where, if you listen,
yeah.
and you had some feedback from your husband, I understand.
Well, I did. Yes. He felt, as you and I do, Robert, that our goal of doing this, having a 5-minute segment, is a really good one, and that we're at risk of losing people who actually are enjoying this if we if we just sort of take off, and next thing you know it's 15 minutes. So he did comment about that, but the other thing corollary to that, which surprised me, but he said he really thought it was better, best, ideal for each of those segments to be an intact thing. He felt like it was a bit of a risk, if you will, to carry on from 5 minutes with the same subject to the next one, not just because people may not have seen the first one, but there's something happening in our experience that's not being conveyed. So, any thoughts
Yeah,
about that?
agreed. I can see both sides of that. Also, I mean, I feel like we're showing the guts a little bit, but I'll relay that to say that part of this has to do with the reality. Let's yes and that. I have a busy schedule picking up because of my PhD. You have a busy schedule picking up because of your surgery coming up and everything that's involved with that. So letting people know, if you see us in the same outfits for 6, 7 episodes at a time, it has to do with the practicality of recording several episodes in one day. From a media perspective, this is nothing new. TV for time immemorial has recorded
Yeah.
whole seasons at a time.
And Chip thought it was genius that we were doing that.
Right.
He was just a little concerned about taking one subject.
I get that. The problem, potentially, maybe, is that we truly contain something within 5 minutes. We're approaching 1 minute to go in this episode. I haven't even touched on what I want to touch on in regard to feedback. So, and the other thing is, I think these shows interrelate in a larger sense, even if, you haven't seen specifically episode to episode, as long as we do our job of recapping, if we are continuing at the beginning, and that's up to us to do. The connection is about literally our connection, right? Our friendship and our ability to interrelate with each other. So that's why it doesn't matter if it's basketball, gardening, feedback, DBS. The
Mm-hmm.
daily dose is how we relate to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would be, and we'll see. I'll look forward to more feedback and see if we're wrong. We're listening. All
We're
right.
gonna be responsive.
We'll
And
see
that's
you on
our
the next
five.
dose. Yeah.